So, welcome everybody to day 6 of our 30-day personal brand growth plan. So, if you've been with me, you'll know that we've been talking about the first 10 action steps within the Brand Yourself action plan. And so we've covered off 1 to 5, and we're about to talk about action step number 6 today. So, I do really support strategic plans and action plans, and then looking at your action steps. And so really, after 20 years of brand consulting, I've created a number of management systems and action plans that I apply to my clients. And it's something that is quite strategic, it's systematic, and it's all about building the best and most persuasive and compelling personal brand. The action plans really are about discovering your brand, defining it, creating this captivating and compelling personal brand, your brand. And so you might be wondering who I am. I'm Rachel Quilty. I'm known as the authority in personal branding. I've been in this space for 20 years now. 10 years ago, I launched a book, Brand Yourself, and it really created a lot of momentum. Today, I am I've created a number of training plans: Brand Yourself the Action Plan, Brand Yourself the Expert, Brand Yourself the Authority. And we've also got a really big signature program, which is Brand Yourself the Celebrity, which is really, you come and join us for 2-3 day weekends, and we do a lot of live activities. And so, a lot of people during COVID were isolated. I actually was working on a number of films, became a qualified director, assistant filmmaker. So really, I've been running around for the last 12 months following the Australian Defence Forces and emergency services post-disaster flood. And, it's been really an interesting experience to do that. One of the things that I love about personal branding, and when you start to focus on personal branding, is the amount of momentum that you can build quite quickly if you just provide that constant flow of positive information around your brand, creating brand awareness. And so one of the things that, when I was launching the book, I was able to leverage my professional profile and the momentum that was already being established. So in Australia, I had been interviewed and been quoted in a number of magazines, Australian Institute of Management, Management Today, as well as a lot of the, your other magazines, lots of write-ups in daily newspapers around Australia, as well as radio interviews, ABC, 4BC, and, others, as it was syndicated. So what this allowed me to do is then, when I was launching the book, I was able to launch it in the US and obtain invitations to speak at Las Vegas at a joint venture boot camp. I was on stage with some of the biggest marketing speakers in the world. And what I aim to achieve with every training program is that you learn how to build a powerful personal brand, that you can create a brand that attracts opportunities, develop a personal brand that reflects your potential and your goals, differentiate your brand, and brand yourself the authority in your field. With the right brand and right personal brand, you can improve your business credibility, positioning, increase your confidence and effectiveness, improve your communication, increase your persuasiveness, earn and improve market standing, help you achieve your business goals. It really can accelerate your success. You can start to build a persuasive personal brand, which gives you instant credibility, celebrity. It creates that, it attracts clients and JVs and opportunities. You can gain competitive edge, and you can start to premium price yourself and brand yourself and become known as the authority in your field and marketplace. So I want to just quickly run through the action steps that we've been talking about and where we're going to be talking about very shortly. I call it the secret to success, and it really is this action plan and having a strategic and systematic approach. So, action step number 1, we talked about discovering your existing brand. Action step number 2, determine your brand target audience. Action step number 3, define your true personal brand. Action step number 4, dominate your marketplace as the authority. Action step number 6, design your unique personal brand. Action step number 6, develop your brand signature style. Action step number 7, devise your personal brand marketing plan. Action step number 8, decide your desired outcomes, resources, and skill set. And action step number 9 is deploy your personal brand message. Action step number 10, deliver your personal brand promise. Okay, so in action step number 6, designing your unique personal brand, looking at your signature style, what we want to do is, what I should start with is saying that if you have a definable style, you become more influential. You basically, Coco Chanel talked about the importance of if you notice, it, like she was all about clothing, obviously, and that's how she started her business. And one of her comments and famous quotes was about the fact that if you are well dressed, you notice a woman, not the dress. And so what I talk about is that if you have a definable style, it becomes less part of your consciousness. So you can really start to talk about the real issues rather than having people slightly distracted about what you're wearing and whether this piece of all these pieces of the puzzle come together as part of your visual identity and signature personal brand. And so I do talk very specifically within action step number 6 about your personal colors, your personal style, making sure that you're wearing appropriate clothing that suits your body type, that you're looking at your age, you're looking at the stereotypical decisions that people are making about you. That if you're going to be positioning yourself as the authority, you want to have, a level of prestige about you. You want to have, well tailored clothing, good quality clothing. The attention is in the detail, as we talk about, and you really want to make sure that your accessories and all the bits and pieces that kind of create your overall signature look really create a package for you, and you want to be known as the authority. So in your field, that might be an incredibly smart, Tom Ford suit or a Brooks Brothers suit or Armani suit, or it may be that you are in construction and it's all about, making sure that you have all your appropriate PPE and have a really great uniform that's looking tidy and smart. And it really doesn't matter what your uniform is, or it's just ensuring that you're creating a look that is authoritative in that space. So you start by identifying your best colors and styles, your personality and your attitude. We do talk about your personal brand personality. And if you don't have a look or a style that's congruent with that, then you can have this kind of mismatch within your messaging. So it's all about your signature style is about you becoming recognizable, that you become very comfortable with your own personal style markers and your statement pieces, and that you fully integrate them into your own personal brand strategic style. So, what we do know is that 3 in 4 people, 75% of people, say that a person's appearance is likely to affect whether they are taken seriously. And really, you want your image to reflect what you're capable of. What's your potential? You want to look like the first class professional. You need to determine what is the look that is the most authoritative in your field. So when you do this, you're really taking control of the decisions other people are making about you. We know that within seconds, people are deciding whether they like you, trust you, whether they want to spend time with you. So your brand and your signature style tells people a lot about you, some of your key attributes, which is really through this packaging and your strategic style. So you really want your style to make a statement about you, about the personality of your brand, whether it's, excellence within a professional image, or, whether you're disciplined, all these things kind of create a perception about you. Um, this is ordinarily a 2-hour presentation and training that we do. So we're trying to do it within like 2 minutes. So it's really very much a snapshot. But, what we do make is a lot of decisions about people, judgments about people, about their appearance. And so it's really important that, we're making our appearance, whatever statement it is making, that we're making the right statement and it's congruent with our personal brand. And so what we can see is that over time, people have created signature styles. Like we know John Lennon by his glasses, and Audrey Hepburn, Coco Chanel, Charlie Chaplin, and Marilyn Monroe in the past. But if we think about people more current and some of their signature styles, we can talk about Steve Jobs. We talk about President Zelensky. We can talk about some of the celebrities that have definable styles as well. So we'll talk about some of them soon. So when you leverage your image, creating an impact with your image to leverage your abilities and skyrocket your success really becomes quite easy. When people perceive you, they look at you and make an instant decision that you're credible, that you're doing business with you is going to be, great. They are less likely to judge your prices. And so, this really becomes about a customer service issue as well, because I've often had to go into large, legal firms and accounting firms where there's been questions raised around their pricing. And, when you're charging $460, $500 per hour, you really need to be able to support that. And one of the things I was able to do with frontline management, as well as some of the staff, was to actually say, this is about perception. If people won't question a premium price if you deliver a premium product, obviously, but also that you support that with an overall strategic image and impression initially. And so, that's why we talk about what's your existing personal brand, what's your existing business brand, what's your preferred or ideal business brand. And that's why we look at our customer touch points, because we want to know what our customers are thinking about us and where we're actually interacting with them and how we can change the perception. And so I do literally a 3-hour presentation, maybe even more, on the Brand Yourself Blueprint, which is one of our free resources and free trainings that we have. Duck over to Facebook, join our group, Brand Yourself. No, our group is called JumptheQ. So you'll see that within there's a guide called Brand Yourself Blueprint, or Rebuilding Your Brand. And we go through the training of the Brand Yourself Blueprint. So we need to be able to leverage your image in creating an impact with your image to leverage your abilities and skyrocket your success. So they're really easy when you start to think about your brand presence, your personality style, your strategic image, your signature style. And so over time, there's been people that have had really signature styles. And look, there's so many of them. And it really has become quite key that people, celebrities particularly, have recognized this. And so Angelina Jolie, Victoria Beckham, George Clooney, Tom Cruise, for example, they've all had really kind of signature looks as well. And there's obviously people like Madonna and Michael Jackson who have had, much more dramatic signature styles that we all recognize. So I'm going to end the presentation with that. I'm going to encourage you to go across to our free resource, brandyourselfblueprint.com. Download the Brand Yourself Blueprint workbook as well as our work journal. So I want you to read the ebook, because it's really all the notes that go to the work journal. Within the work journal, I would like you to complete the work journal If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or drop me a comment within Facebook particularly. You can email Rachel at rachelquilty or info@jumptheq.com.au. Feel free to ask any question. And what I will say to you is this document and this resource is really a prerequisite to all of our training. We have all of our clients complete it, and it really just encourages you to develop an understanding of how we deliver our training, as well as, we can identify your commitment to the overall training. And so we have people that make application that we do not allow in